Hey guys, Ray from Car Freaks. We have our rear end up on our jack stands, and we have the old brackets that we're going to be pulling off. They're just tack welded, and we got some tacks here from brackets we also had welded on it for the hairpin style arms that we're going to be taking off. We'll be cleaning up the tubes so we can weld our 4-link to it. So stick around and you'll see how we get this rear end from this stage into the chassis for a roller. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit that like button, and ring that bell for the notifications so you know when our videos come up. I don't think you want to miss. This is a interesting project. We started quite a while back, as we said before, and we're just picking up where we left off. We're backing up a little bit on it, and we'll show you everything we do. So here we are. We're going to dig right into this. Probably a good idea to put my safety glasses on. There we go. Get a little hammer and tap that. It should come off of there. Yeah, there it is. like I said, everything was just tacked on. And, yeah, and in case you're wondering, the propane tank on the forklift, it is turned off, so we're in good shape there. Now we'll go to a flat disc and clean it up, smooth it out with that. Alright, I'm going to continue cleaning this up. I'm not going to bore you with it. You know how to grind and clean up welds and stuff. So we'll go ahead and clean this all up, clean this tube all up, and I'll probably get it sitting down under the chassis and get it leveled in. We'll see you at that point in time. Hey everybody, we're back on the 4-link here. In the last little bit here, we've created this bracket right here, and we've welded our front brackets to this, and we got it tacked into our chassis. Now this here is just sitting in place back here on the rear end. We do have our chassis level both crossways this way and front to back this way. So we have the rear end also centered in the chassis right now as close as we can get it, and we have a cross piece that we put on here, and when we leveled our bars up we needed to raise this about 1/4 of an inch, so we used that plate right over there. It was sitting under here, and that helps us align everything out. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go back over to the welding bench, and I will show this plate and whatnot and how we made this plate up. So if we go back over there. Okay, this right here is what we started with. This is nothing more than a piece of 4-inch square stock, 1/4 inch thick. As you can see, this came off of there like that. So what we did is we figured out what our width was from our chassis over, and we cut it this way, and then we cut it this way. So that was one of our brackets, and then we turned it over and we cut the other one out of here. So we actually cut both brackets out of this piece right here. Now to do that with, we used a circular saw specifically made for cutting steel. This one here's Milwaukee brand. I'm not affiliated with Milwaukee or endorsing Milwaukee or anything of that nature, but this is a very good saw that I use. Highly recommend it. The metal is collected in this area right here, so there's not that many chips that goes out of it. This saw retails, I think, right around $300 thereabouts. So it's a very, very good investment if you do a lot of cutting and whatnot of plate steel or like the square stock. You can cut it off. You just have to go through it, turn it, and cut it again. It cuts fairly fast. obviously you want the blade to cut, so whatever thickness you're using, let the blade do the cutting. Don't horse into it, because your blades won't last real long if you horse into it, just like if you're using a cutter wheel and a grinder. So highly recommended. Don't need them specifically, but it works very, very well. If you have one, I'm sure you're going to be happy with it. Okay, so the way this is set up is we'll sit like that, and then this goes just like that, and that's the way it'll be to put it into our chassis. If you can get a better look at that, like this. So we'll be welding down this edge right here, and then we'll be welding down inside here, down that edge as well. And then when we weld it in our chassis, we'll be welding down here on this side of it, because this here is what will actually hit the side of our chassis. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and jig this up here a little bit. I'll use the little piece of the angle iron to hold it in place. I'll use a square to get everything set up, and we'll go ahead and we'll tack this together. So I'll set this all up, and we'll be back with you in just a few seconds. Okay, you can see here we have our our brackets set up. I've squared it this way. I put a square on the table and brought it up this way, and we got it set where we're going to. I'm going to tack it down here on the bottom, and then the heat may make it move a little bit, but if it does, I'll move it back where it's supposed to go, and I'll put a little tack right there, and then probably one in the middle, and then the same thing on the inside over here. We'll tack this together. So here we go. Okay, what I've also done is I've taken our nylocks off. I haven't actually put the nylocks on all the way, so we don't have no threads in the little nylon part of it. And I've just put regular nuts on it, so I can pinch it back here and get everything where it needs to be. So we'll take a quick look down there. Yeah, that's where it's supposed to be. We'll measure this real quick here. Okay, we're the same there. We're the same there. So I'll go ahead and tack that other part there on the inside now. Okay, and there's our bracket all tacked together. Now what I'm going to do is I'll disassemble this top piece, and we'll put it in the chassis, and I'll clamp it in the chassis, and we'll tack it in there. So next time you see us here in a few seconds, we'll have this in the chassis, and I'll explain to you what we're going to do to tack it together. Okay, we have our 1/4 inch shim under here to get our height right. We're running with our frame up and down here. We got it clamped, so I'm going to go ahead and tack it in place. Okay, there you have it. Our front mounts to our floor link are tacked in place. Okay, as you can see, we tacked in the brackets to the rear end, and what we did is we centered the rear end in the chassis, and then we ran the bars parallel with the chassis and ran the brackets parallel here. So we're dead center with the rear end in the chassis. Our bars are running parallel with one another, and they're also running parallel with the chassis. So everything right now is all straight up. Okay, now this bar right here was in here from the other configuration that was in here. So we have our coilovers that go into here, and as you can see, they obviously don't line up. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to an end on this video, and then the next video that we're going to do will be like part 2 of this. We're going to go ahead and take this bar off, revamp it. We might even have to move our panhard bar configuration now. But what I'd like to do is take this bar, move it back, and take these and run them forward. So this will actually be back here, and then these will go forward. We can almost take and just turn it around, but these don't line up anyway. So, and they're just tacked. There's 2 little tacks here, 2 little tacks here, same thing on that side. So we should be able to reuse these tabs. If not, we'll make new ones on the CNC machine, and we'll go from there. So that's the wrap for this this video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notifications and give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you soon on the next one. Thank you.